Hello? Hello? Hey everyone. My name's Sugi Yamagawa, and today in VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s, we're going to be building a table saw stand. So, just a bit of a quick forward. Sorry for a bit of a late start. I had a bit of a hectic day today. But I've got plenty of materials, actually. Let's show the materials. Maybe. I don't know if I can go. Yeah. So we got a whole bunch of 2x4s over there. We got the miter saw station set up. So for today, we're actually going to be building, well, we're going to start building a table saw stand. So with these projects, I always like to talk about like why I'm doing the project. And for this table saw stand, what I'm wanting is I want more outfeed support. So if you were to think of this like miter saw as like my table saw, outfeed support is the amount of table you have past the blade. And right now, I just have like a standard like contractor's table saw. But I want to have a little bit more support. So, and what that support is going to do is, like, there's been plenty of times here on stream where I'll be cutting a board or something, and as I'm bringing that board out past my blade, and I finish the cut, and then my work piece just literally falls behind the table saw, and it's been wretchedly inconveniencing, and we're going to be ending that inconvenience. Well, we're going to start the beginning of the end of this inconvenience today. What? And what do I want to talk about? I don't know. I originally thought I was going to have enough of these lovely 2x4s for today's stream, and then I actually literally looked at the shop plans that I bought off Etsy, and it's like, yeah, you need like 8 2x4s for this. And I'm like, I have half that many just lying around the shop. And I mean, of course, there's a couple scrap pieces, which I've got a few scrap pieces. You can see those under the utility cart there. So I actually had to run out and grab stuff. But, so one of like the shop, so I talked about this on Twitter the other day, and I've kind of mentioned it previously, is I got some shop upgrades, and kind of so previously, I haven't been able to use my dust collection because, let me grab the pointer speed square. There's my dust collector. It's like right behind my head. The on and off switch is like over there, and as you can see with this miter saw station set up the way it is, I've got it set up so that way you guys can like see the cool spinny blade thing chop the things. My on and off switch is over there, and it's been really inconveniencing. The inconvenience has been so great where I haven't even like really, I never even entertained the idea of like actually like using dust collection in the shop, even though I probably should. Normally, but I mean, I do have a air filter, like a dedicated like big like tower HEPA air filter thing, and I'll just run that in the background, and I feel like that does do a pretty good job of keeping like sawdust levels down and like managing things. But actually using like an actual kind of sort of proper dust collection system, and I say kind of proper because it's literally just a shop vac hooked up to a cyclone. Granted, for the miter saw, only the shop vac is hooked up, so the upgrade in question is this. Aha! You might be thinking, it's a remote. Well, I got smart plugs. So basically rather than having to like go over there and turn my dust collection on or off, I can actually just hit a button like this. Yeah. So it's gonna make it a lot easier to actually like use the dust collection while I'm like streaming and stuff. So that helps me stay put like here in like the work area, and I can still just like control things and stuff. And who knows, maybe eventually, because you see this remote's got like 3 button slots. Right now only 1 is being used. I mean, I guess I could go ahead and, well, I guess I could use it for my tools, but then it's just like an extra step at that point. The tools usually have like a built-in, like their various built-in safeties and things, and like I just don't need to use this thing. But so that is actually kind of like a really nice quality of life thing I just recently implemented like a week or so ago. Okay, and yeah, I talked about wanting outfeed support, various things like that. Actually, hey, don't make loud noises. I kind of want to show you guys the casters I got. So, I got these bad boys off Amazon. Yeah! Oh man, being the type of loser who gets excited over casters. So, this build actually calls for 2-inch casters, which I have 2-inch casters here on the miter saw station. They're okay. They work. They're fine. For the table saw station, I want a bigger caster, because so when your caster is a bit smaller, you're gonna have more roll resistance, especially if you've got like a lot of weight on it. Like this miter saw station is actually really heavy, and I might someday upgrade it to like a beefier caster like this. And these casters also have like nice like foot locks and stuff, so it lets me have stuff be mobile, but I can also like lock it down. So but yeah, I definitely wanted to like upgrade the casters on this project. Also, the plans I bought. So the plans call for the final height of table saw station to be 33.5 inches tall. My workbench, which actually let's go back to the workbench. My workbench is 34 inches and a quarter, I think. I think I'm a hair bit short of a quarter in terms of like height. Upgrading my casters is gonna allow the table saw stand to sit just a hair bit taller than my workbench. And that's gonna allow me to use my workbench as outfeed support. I'm very excited about. So with this build, I'll be able to actually like really use this as outfeed support, because my table saw in its current configuration, it's basically on a rolling stand, and every time I want to use it, I basically have to roll it out from the position it's in, set 4 legs, and then fold it down, and then it's set up. Whereas if I actually have like a proper roll around stand, sort of like I have with the miter saw here, I'll be able to, like, it'll just be like out here, which for one, that's another table for me, like another thing I can set stuff on while I do other stuff, which there is a wonderful need constantly for that. But if I want to use my table saw, all I have to do will be to grab the stand, roll it out, plug my table saw in, and I'm good to go. So that's kind of most of the preamble. Today's goal is to get all the lumber cut. That's the goal. Don't know if I expect to hit that goal. I mean, because this miter saw stations, I genuinely expect this miter saw station to really speed up like breaking down these, because we've got like 8 of these 2x4s to break down, and Granted, the number of cuts is not a whole lot because we're dealing with some fairly long pieces. But yeah, I expect having this to really speed things up, and we should be able to make some really good quick progress. Make good quick progress. Get the. But things will kind of slow down a bit when we get to the point where we have to cut the plywood, because when we do the plywood, I have to take my workbench, pull it out, and that's going to be like a whole fun thing. But I only have to make like 2 cross cuts to get my pieces, and then I have to like cut those pieces down the size. So should be a lot more manageable than breaking down the plywood for the miter saw station, because that was actually kind of rough. Not gonna lie, it was not a fun time. So I feel like this is enough talking, and we should start making some sawdust. So I've got my list of links and stuff. I have scrap pieces, and I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting my scrap pieces. So let me grab my scrap pieces, so that way we can cut those down for these small pieces. And also another bit of talking. I'm using scrap pieces for my small stuff because they're already small pieces of wood. And what that's going to allow me to do is, when I actually cut up all the full size versions, well, the full length 2x4s, that means my offcuts will be longer. And basically, by using up scrap I already have in stock, means the scrap I make today is going to be slightly better scrap, because it's going to be a bit longer. It'd be a bit more useful for other projects. Kind of sort of the theory here. It may seem like a little bit too much work. It might be a little too much work. I don't know. But I do know I like having options. So I'd rather have longer pieces of scrap material versus smaller pieces. So I'm going to run out to the utility cart, grab some pieces, then we'll start like measuring and marking up some wood, and then we'll do some cutting. So yeah. Asters off to the side. Oh, we have so many wonderful pieces of scrap wood. So, and also my lovely instruction for this build. They're all in because I need 9 inches. I need 4 9.25 inches, and then I also need 4 8/35 of inches, and decimals and inches don't play nice. This is not the metric system. So first off, I'm going to just check my length here, see how much wood I've got to work with. I've got 13 inches. So I'm going to just find some size materials, which honestly, I've got quite a few of these similar size materials. So all these various pieces are going to be our 9/15. Go ahead and I'm trying now. I got to think about the math of the thing, because I think 9.15, because it's 9.15 inches. I think it's not a quarter, because a quarter would be 0.25, so it's less than that. It's probably 9 1/8. So go ahead and put a mark on this piece. Here. Just go ahead and we'll do a conveyor belt. So I've got a mark there, and then I'm just going to go through and mark these. And then for some of these pieces, I'm going to kind of like size them up a little bit, because so like this piece, I have a bit more of a rounded corner here. Then these other corners are a bit more chewed up. So I'm going to measure from my nicer side. So that will what that will help me do is make the not nice side the part I cut off. Or like, so there's our mark. Everything here will just be like really scrap. And that's basically that is the tech. That is the way. Well, it lets you get a little bit more mileage out of what may be considered less than undesirable parts. By like, just like, okay, I want to measure off the good side. Good side. That's what we want to do here. So we got one more to mark up. This is going to be a funsies. So, I got these marked up. Well, I've got my initial mark. And then I want to bring my mark across my 2x4. So to do that, bust out the handy dandy speed square. So I'll just up, mark, and bring it across. I have a mark. And now, this is the legendary measure twice, cut once technique. And then you just check your measurement. And I'm feeling optimistic. See, so go ahead and just so this one, you can see it, but the mark was a little bit uneven. You got that little branch there sticking out. I'm gonna go ahead and just check that. So it is closer. It's closer to a 9/4 than 9/8. Do a second line, then check that. Which I'll just cut inside the line. If any of these pieces are a little bit long, it's really easy to make a piece shorter. It's a lot harder to make a piece longer, though. That is the trouble part. I mean, this shop does not have a board strip. No. This is also a hair bit short. Well, hair bit long. Oof. And then I'm gonna check my mark, and then after I check my mark, I gotta drink water. Water. Okay. Coolio. Whew. Ah. Sweet hydration. Okay. For my next pieces, I need 4 835, which is going to be 8 inches and 3/8. So for here, ooh. Gonna be it's my 8 3/8 tick mark. So I'm gonna need 16, actually 16 3/4, 6 3/8, yep, 3/8, 6/8. Reduce that fraction down, and you get 3/4. And with this tick mark and that tick mark, we can get 2 pieces out of this. So, yay! And having very minimal scrap. Very minimal scrap is good. Ooh. And pick, because, oh, kind of like this darker side, and then I have this like wider side. I'm gonna put my marks on the light side, so that way they're more visible. So this board is just a hair shorter than 19 inches, so we can definitely get our 2 3/8 pieces out of it. And so for my later mark, the mark I'm making here, I'm actually going a bit further than 8 3/8. Well, yeah, I'm being a bit long here because I'm expecting to lose, because I want to account for the loss of wood when my blade goes through down here. Because if I were to measure, so say I wanted 2 8 3/8 pieces out of this, you would think you just need 16 3/4 pieces of wood, and then you just cut that in half. But you would actually, due to the what's called the kerf of the saw, which the kerf is the material that the saw removes, you would actually end up with shorter than 8 3/8. It'd be closer to 1/8 and a quarter. Granted, saw blades aren't like that super big, but just a thing to be aware of. Good, and the frost. Go. There. And now we check with it. Okay, so we're good there, and we are good down here. So those are good. Like us start. That's okay, because things are about to get really exciting. Okay, so with that, the speed square and the cool, lines are good. So I have cut lines on 6 pieces of material. So just a little bit of a heads up about how this is gonna go. So we're gonna take our pieces of material and go to the miter saw station, and we're gonna cut them, and we're gonna actually cut our pieces out here. I will be running dust collection. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to kind of like line my materials out. And once I'm happy with how laid out everything is, probably going to do like a little bit what's called a test cut. Basically, I'll just take this. If it hits my mark. It's good. It's good. But yeah. Which is all preamble to say that things are going to get really, really, really loud. Oh, what's up, good guy? Well, good. You can be in and out as much as you want, because I'm about to be making like a god-awful amount of racket. So. And speaking of god-awful amounts of racket, so I've got my pieces. I've got pieces at the table. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up the dust collection. And I'm going to head over to my saw, and I'm going to start making some cuts. So, actually, wait. One more thing. Let's see. And safety first. Wear your safety glasses. And run your dust collection. Oh, wow. Well, minor problem there. That. Granted, these are more good. We got one that's a little bit proud there. I'm going to take a look at that one. And we'll see what we got. This one was... What was the 9 inches supposed to be? Ooh, 9/15. Okay. So we are at... Ooh, yeah. So we are a little bit proud here. We wanted to be at 9 1/8. We're at a 9 3/8. So we definitely need to take a little chunk off that guy. These are supposed to be 8 3/8, so I'm going to check the short ones first. That is definitely the issue. So, short ones are an 1/8 1/4. Which is to say, they are a hair bit short, like an 1/8 of an inch short. I don't worry about an 1/8. I barely worry about a 1/4. Like tap out. So basically, what I've done is I've set the block. Let's do then show. Cool. So what we got going on? Demonstration is I pushed my short block out just a hair, just so that way, even if I cut on this line that I've got here, actually, you guys can't. There, you can see the line now. So even if I cut on that line, like if I'm like a little too far in, this piece will still be the same. Yeah. This is the true demonstration. You can kind of see how the line is a bit proud of this first piece. That's because I'd rather have my piece. That's because I'd rather have my pieces be long versus too short. So right now I've got 3 pieces that I need to cut down just a bit, and then to do that, these pieces, this first set of pieces should be done. I'm not going to turn on dust collection just yet. I'm going to kind of see what I get. And if the dust is like really... Wow! Okay, yeah. Dust collection definitely made a difference. Ooh. But all our pieces are pretty much even Steven, so we're good here on this side of the world, which is exciting. And also good guy, I am not going to lose a finger. I don't want to lose a finger. Technically, I've been there, done that, but it wasn't no fault of mine. Okay. So I've got these pieces to cut down. I'm going to turn on some dust collection and let's get this work. Let's keep this project rolling. Now you can hear the woohoo. But we're pretty much even Stevens. One's a little bit taller than the other, but how they all up. They all measure up pretty close to where they need to be. So that's exciting. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to set them off to the side. But yeah, the dust collection is actually working pretty well. Like, it actually does make a fairly big world of difference. Running it versus how things were before, because before, just terrible amounts of dust everywhere. I genuinely have a lot of mercy feelings towards my microphone. Okay, so got some water in me. Now we can start with the big pieces. We have a lot of big pieces. So we're gonna want 4 30-inch pieces, 11 37, and then we're gonna want 2 35s and a halves. So we're gonna go ahead and knock out the 30 inches first, which actually I'm gonna check my instructions are in that tab. So I can get cool, sweet. That's what it was. That's pretty much the game plan. Cool, sweet, cool. So yeehaw, word. So a lot of the activity is going to now be happening. So that's my 30-inch. That's my follow-up mark. Good. Okay. As long as I'm a line on the side of the world, it should be good. Okay. Add my dust remote. And I'm gonna check to make sure this spec. And I proceed to set on my workbench, realizing there's a lot more things that are going to be set on this workbench, but I'm going to save that for a problem for future me. Oh, let's do our next one. Remember, kids, measure twice. Cut one. Just enough. Woo! And another one. That way we're gonna get 4 of these. Here. Because I'm always paranoid. I'll check and check again. Fun. Spinny blades of doom. Done. Lock. To the other side of the world. And 30 inches. Woohoo! Also, going back to that losing a finger comment, I do want to replace this someday with like a miter saw that actually has a blade guard, but that's just I do it when I either find the right one or the tool budget just ends up having way too much money in it. I don't know what's going to happen first. X2x4. Want to hear my adventure story? Oh no. I mean, sure. If you want to chat it out, I mean, sure. I'm just a guy cutting up 2x4s in the garage, man. I take it this is something that's happened to you today? Sounds like you had fun today. Okay, hang on. Fun. Delightful. Adventure too much. Local and grab battery. Then I meet an otter named Lisa who's also on a quest to slip an evil badger named Larry. Badger named Larry? Oh no! And then I chose to aid her. Oh no. Why do you like getting into trouble so much? You shouldn't be doing that. Along the way, we became friends and shared many nights by the campfire. Man, that's normal. Wait, is that the story? And then we made friends along the way, like Jerome the bat and Katie the butterfly. This happened. This was what happened to you. Oh no! They died. Spider saws timed perfectly. Woo! Lisa just didn't make it. Okay, well, I'm gonna make a brief bout of amounts of shop noise. Battle 1 and scared, I returned to my cave only to realize I forgot my batteries. Yeah. That's how the life goes, though. Woohoo! It's our last 30-inch piece. We have four 30-inch pieces. Yay! Granted. Oh no. Something has. Let me check. Okay. Okay. So, got the 30 inches done. Don't forget your batteries, kids. Don't want to forget your batteries. Especially if that's like, especially if you go out, have like a whole like adventure and everything, and then you like forget the reason you actually did the thing. Okay. And wait. Wait a moment. There it is. Okay. YouTube Studio did a disconnect, reconnect. Darn you, Apple, and your terrible technology. I am now on a mission. 37-inch pieces. Can't get too. What's that? I will get. Man, I got everything set up. I'm really thinking you guys in chat. I'll consider. Hell yeah, 37. Run. Be a little bit short. Great. That's just right. I want to work on the story more. By the way, I thought you would like it. Oh no. And now there's a but. I mean, it was funny. I feel like there is something of a greater moral to this story. What does it got? Oh well, I'll check after I make some. First, sawdust. Oh, no, I mistyped. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. 37 inches of 2x4. Now I gotta make 10 more. And I'm curious what. So, this is technically our first. Hey! Don't do that. Okay. Have a good shower. Okay, so this is. It's 28 inches long. Which is unfortunate because I can't use it for anything in today's project. But, I mean, this is a pretty decent amount too. I definitely think it will come in handy in a future build. Reality of the situation. Reality of the situation being that still 6. Now I'll have to get 7 in. Spring cross. And I do feel like this workflow of like mark, bring the mark across, check my mark across, and then check my board. It's feel like my quality control is going to be a lot better. I hope it's going to. Right. I also do like doing these dry runs. It's a lot more accurate than just eyeballing it. Yeah, I did see a good trick for using a speed square, but that's a trick for a table saw. It's not function. sure there's actually a way to use it at the miter saw, but I'm gonna stick with this workflow for today. And gratuitous amounts of shop noise coming. And check the work. The work check's good. Which, this is honestly like my favorite thing. Some of the stuff I've been doing here, like on stuff, I've been doing alright on something, some builds, but I've definitely noticed I've had some like cuts and now quote unquote boring for all these checks, but I'm doing it because definitely done a lot to help through. Oh, this one's right. I want the one. Correct. Show and tell. And there's the line. So like my first line, which is the darker line, by the way, that's kind of see how it went a little wonky. So I wanted to check it, but my straight line's yeah. Okay. And today's just gonna... I mean, so far today's gonna be a good day. Putting up a like, I mean, like already, like so far, like working at the miter saw station. This was worth the time and effort. This was really worth the time. I really like this. So I'm curious to the length. So this is also one of my offcut pieces. And I'm curious to the length because we're gonna have more of these because we have a lot of the 37-inch pieces to make. I've got three. I need one more plus all my fingers. 11. So I'm gonna probably end up with quite a few of this particular size of two. Don't get on me. Okay. And yeah. Love it. Then comes guys. First try. And that's all. Heck. And we are doing great. Doing good, fam. Like, I was a little nervous about it. I was definitely a little bit nervous about this. Like, this is hard system over a large area. so far. Definitely helps me feel optimistic about what I'm doing now and like getting things. To scrap pile. And I'm building over there. That's gonna get a lot bigger after today's stream. That's good. Ooh, getting a nice stack going. Hello. Love the cannons. Okay, so this time my mark is. I'm like I think I'm like an 1/8 or 16th short. So. Bringing the 2x4 in. Kind of show you what I got going on here. So, here's what I got going on. So, my first mark, the one closest to the model, that one's short. So I covered it up and made another line. That one's a bit long. But the thing is, with 2 lines, I have a third option, the in between. So for this cut, I'm going to aim in between these 2 lines. So just wanted to show that off. Show off what you can do, even if you don't mark it right the first time. You don't have to like out and like erase your mark, do a whole bunch of stuff. Just work with what you already got. And QC time. QC passed. Lovely. So I'm basically reaching the point of how much material I can keep and safe. I don't want to stack a stack of 2x4s. Fuller. Go over there. Might be fine. Might not. I don't know. Yeah. Let's check it out. Yep. Okay, that's be fine. Wait, can I get my... I want to check my cut list right quick. Huh. I'm gonna get my 35 by 35s out of 1. 3. Like 3 of my full sizes. I'm gonna need 2 35 inches ones, but those are gonna come from 1. One more. Oh wait. Okay. Okay, I recounted the boards on my bench. We're good. I have 5 boards on my bench. We're actually gonna be great. I thought I had a stack of 4 here, and it was actually a stack of 5. Things are gonna work out. We have our full-size mark. It measures. Yes, it does! Yep, okay. Voice time. Shimas. Oh man. Today's been a good day. If I'm being perfectly honest, it's been a little bit hectic. As far as like managing like work and life and stuff, but hey, so far, life be good. Doop. And mark. It's good. Let's go for another. In hindsight, I probably should have kept my hand on the. Oh. Yeah. Now let's check. Yeah. You're good. Okay, so I just gotta be a little bit careful with this one. This one's got a bit of a cup to it, a bit curved. Mark, you weasel. Okay. Good. Go. Piece number 10. Piece number 10. That means this is going to be our last inch. Only one more. Get out. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh. Yep. Ah, dog. We did it, fam. Got all 11 of our 37-inch pieces. Actually, quite a few pieces. I feel like it's quite. And I now have a whole bunch of consistent sized offcuts. I gotta think of a project for these. Man, I've got a lot of scrap now. Okay, cool. So, we got one more 2x4, full size, on our cart. We're gonna get two 35.5-inch pieces out of it. And then after that, I'm probably gonna go to the little shop streamer's room, and then we'll come back, put this away, and start talking about plywood. I don't want to talk about plywood, but we gotta get that done. So go ahead and sure, I'm measuring 5.5 and not 37, and that's actually a thing that can happen, especially when you're trying to batch out a whole bunch of parts that are all consistently size and then move to a different size. It can be really easy to just keep doing what you're doing. Granted, if I did that in this situation, putting a 37-inch piece down to 35.5 would be really easy, like the end of the world or anything. Granted, if I was moving opposite direction, I was cutting out 35.5-inch and then wishing those 5.5 inches were 7-inch, that would be a little troublesome. They're doing 35.5. Kind of looking forward to having a slightly longer scrap piece. Yep. A little bit. Okay. Let's go for another. Okay, let's check it. Hot diggity dog. Guys, let's cut the miter saw today. Savor it. Granted, now that I look back on it, this has to check good. Yep. 35 inches and a half. Good. This is the gear. Got a piece of scrap. Scrap. Hey, words, don't be doing this, so. Not done. Evacuate some stuff off my miter stand table thing. I also realize I've evacuated a bunch of stuff to my workbench. It's less than ideal. So go ahead and get it away. It's gone. Okay. So, I got a whole bunch of pieces. I also have a gratuitous amount of water inside of me, and I need to get that out of me. So, I'll be right back. Okay, cool. So, I'm back. So, next steps is I have to prep this workbench to put plywood on it. So, I'm gonna have to find various places around the shop to store all my handy dandy work pieces that I've worked so lovingly hard to cut up. Please just kind of bear with me as I'm literally just moving gratuitous amounts of lumber throughout the shop. Because eventually you'll get to see me do the thing that's like the most awkward thing in the world. Most awkward thing in the world to do on stream. Faster. Device. This is going to be actually crucially important later. And then I'm going to take a sip of water before I banish my water to some part of the world. Okay. Let's gotta get moved. So many things have to get like moved for plywood cutting, because unfortunately this is just like, I don't have like a dedicated like station space, say whatever have you, for cutting up plywood. I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of plywood breaking down. I've done a little bit. I mean, did quite a bit making we did, I think we broke down 2 full sheets of 3/4 plywood to make the miter saw station. So I'm really glad that these plans don't call for as much plywood. So I'm gonna go ahead and, yep, my caster on this side of the world is locked. I'll pull this out. You guys get to see a bit more wider view of the workbench. Then I'm gonna actually grab some pieces. So these are some of our work pieces from earlier. And I'm just gonna grab 4. Yeah, I'll just do 4. And I'm gonna actually, this is what my plywood's gonna sit on. So, we got, should have a pretty decent spot for plywood. Actually, I kinda can't do like this number, because I wanna, so whenever I cut down plywood, I use my circular saw, and I want to make sure the dust collection, well, the dust blowing that the tables, that the circular saw does, in the direction that is away from any of the electronics in the room. So let me get some gloves on, and I'm gonna go grab a sheet of plywood. Okay. Gloves, you're over here. Hey. Gotta grab a sheet of plywood. Heard it. Woo! Okay, well, I certainly need a lot more room than I thought I did. Bear with me. Be going that way. The workbench is over there. I'm over here sitting on. So. Hey, you. Damn it. There's plywood. It's always the most awkward material. Ridiculously awkward. Okay. Oh. Okay, I kind of have it sort of where. It's just. Come on. There, that's it. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add Go ahead and add another set of supports under it. Because I want to. Okay. Well, guys. Oh. Damn it. Wonderful, wonderful joys of achieving the shop. Well, that's certainly slightly more manageable spot. Whew. Sorry about that. Needed my tape measure. I looked up after I was like kind of like had everything where I wanted it, and then I was like, my tape measure 4 feet away from me. So, granted, I do know the length I want, and I want 37 inches. How about this? So, kinda. So let's see, can I get... Okay, that's one. Back. Kind of doing this off center. I got my 37 inches roughly marked. I want to do it. Make sure there's no support boards that can catch my circular saw blade. Oh my god. This is easily the most logistically pain in the butt thing I do here. Okay. I might be able to do it, but I need to take my gloves off. Gloves are off. Ah! Woo! So this is actually one of the lessons I learned from the first time. I broke down sheet goods. I had a real hard time getting a straight line on the plywood because the plywood has a bit of a curve to it. And then after stream, I was just like, chalk! I can just snap a chalk line. Man, I don't think my chalk line's very straight. My chalk line's not straight. I should have marked. I should have set it on 37 inches. A little too far over this way. I'm a little Or on this side of the world, get a little bit. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Try snapping this line again. Just gonna set my line there. So I need to bring it over a hair. Okay. This looks better. Ooh. Ah. This is something terrible. Hey, you know what? I'm happy with this. I'm happy with it. I can work with it. Give me a quick bit to get a circular saw hooked up and powered up and slice plywood. Ah. Where's Alcoon? Where are you? There you are. Power. Excellent. Since I'm gonna be like running around and putting stress on my, I'm gonna use good old. Oh, good old trick for that. There you go. So if you do your chords like this, even if you yank really hard, it doesn't pull out. Alright. Well, I've got power to this bad boy, so I'm gonna proceed to awkwardly cut plywood. Yeah. Give me crickets. Oh, that's slightly unfortunate. Let's grab you. So, kind of put a bit of a mark in what was actually one of our work pieces. lovely, but sure. Plywood over here. Okay. So this should be. It's definitely more manageable now. it's a good 3+ inches shorter. I can actually kind of like walk around it and. Really, really, really nice. Oh. Good. See. Okay. So, I did have kind of a brief sort of issue, and that was my highway was a bit under supported at the other. I don't like it when you're way out there. Check that from the other side of the world. Who knows? I think that might work. But now it's time to chalk line it. So, my mark. Okay. I didn't get to really show you guys like the action on that one. Sorry about that. But I'll show you the result. There's a line. Now I just need to make sure that's 37 inches from this side of the world, so. Good. Yay! Cool, so. I have my marking line. It's a line! It's blue! Yeah! It's a chalk line! Because, so my plywood, last time I tried to cut like big sheets of plywood like this, I was working with my level, and the thing is, the plywood's curved. My level's straight. So it was really hard for me to get like a really good line on my plywood. And I thought about it, and then I thought about it, and then I thought about it. Chalk line. Because a chalk line, you can mark a straight line on a curved surface with a chalk line. So I was like, cool. I can actually get a good line now. Which was... It was a nice thing. It was a really nice quality of life improvement. And if you want to stick around for like a few more minutes, you're going to now proceed to watch me do the hardest thing in the world to do on stream, and that's put a piece of plywood. That make sure I don't have anything. Okay, cool. Well, actually, check my bit more. Kind of getting. Oh my. Got that. Okay, well, I'm gonna go fire up a saw. Oh, I'm gonna cut that wood. That wood's been cut! Oh gosh. Woo. Come here, circular saw coon. I don't know. Let's see. Oh. Here we go. Got pieces of wood under here. And whoop! Hey now. Yeah, I actually screwed up on a piece and actually cut into one of my work pieces. Right here. Good times. Ugh. Okay, so. Cool. Let me see. I've got lots of wood. Wood grab. My sweeper. Well, get this swept off. Swept and cleaned up a little bit. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. Granted, that miter saw station has really sped up this process. I was not expecting to this far in this quick, so. Have that. Yes, cool. So, I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting my other side of my measurements. So, right now, basically what you... no, I won't do that. I won't do that. So my brief thought I just had was, this is 3/4 inch plywood. I have two pieces the exact same, then I'm gonna make the exact same. I thought about stacking them and then cutting them, but I think that's going to introduce too much complexity in my cut. Like, I could have like one piece of wood move under the other piece or something, and I really don't want anything weird to happen. Especially when it comes to cutting plywood. Because cutting plywood... see here. Actually, you can live in the center. That's fine. You can live. Let's bring you guys in. Somewhere around it. This is around about where the action's going. So I've got a couple tick marks. So one part of the table is going to be 37 inches. So we cut down a full sheet of plywood, which is 8 feet by 4 feet. So we got 2 37 inches and then like a remainder piece that's going to live in the corner of scrap for who knows how long. I don't know how long. I'll find out. I'm sure I'll find out one of these. So that's a little bit of preamble of what we got. So what we need to do is do our next cut. So we've cut it. I got a pointer. We've cut it along here. So we're good on. So we're good from this side to this side of the wall. So now I gotta measure here. That way we can be good from this side to this side. Here. So, I think you guys will actually be able to see it. Yeah, there it is. We just measure it up. Once it's on your tick marks, snap. Ta-da! You have a line. Ain't that neat? see here. Just gonna check it in a couple spots. I do want to make sure it's 4. Because plywood's big, plywood's kind of expensive, and I want to do this cut once, and I want to do it right. So, and it's right. It's good. I think I've got enough of the weight on this side of the world to where I can press down a reasonable amount. As you can see, my bench stops here. So my blade's going to be out here. There's going to be nothing under the sheet of plywood for the blade to hit, which is good. So I see no significant safety issues that can arise from making this cut. I can now proceed to make the cut. I feel like that's like a big thing that I feel like sometimes I need to do a bit better at. That is taking a look at the workspace, taking a look at what I'm about to do, and making sure I can do so in a safe manner. I said that, but I'm gonna get better at it. Trying right now. I have a circular saw coon, and we're gonna make a cut. Okay, so since I know I have cut lines here. I basically have cut lines across all my sides. I'm gonna put an F here to know that this is a factory edge, because guess what? This piece is gonna get used later. Probably not today, but I want to set this. But yeah, here we go. So, man, there's... I want to show you guys, like, the scope of the project right now. Actually, showcase the scope. So, kind of, let's zoom out a little bit more. So, you guys can kind of start to get a feel of, like... So, this whole table, this is 37 inches by 40 inches, actually. I'm gonna just check my directions to make sure I got that right. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah. 37 by 40, yep. So, go back to here. Yeah, yep. Okay, so this is kind of like an idea of like how much like additional space I'm gonna have. So, and I'm actually pretty excited about that, because this is, on the one hand, this is like a good amount of space to work with, but this also isn't something that's so huge it's gonna like take up like a stupid amount of room in the shop. So, yay! Because this is having this like piece cut. Like, this piece is gonna be basically the dimensions of the thing. Ah. Well, I've got one more piece to cut, so let me take this off to the side. And E. Oh. And yeah. Last cut I made, I started on this side well, I actually started on this side of the world, down here, and went across this way, and that blew. My keyboard's looking like it's had better days. So this time I'm going to start from this side of the world this way, and that's going to blow the chips out into the general shop area. Various implements of measure. Some stuff measured out. I'm making a like this. I will measure side of the world, center side of the world, and helps me better measure. Well, if like one of these two measurements is like off, my center measurement will like be like, hey, you might have an issue. I have like, I want to make sure I have enough, because like these 2x4s are a little too far out. I wanted to make sure that I had like the circular saw in. All the various things you. Granted, if you're ever making a cut, always. That looks good. That. And as always, spirit of measure twice, cut once. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, nope, don't get on up on the. There we go, cool. Wait up! So, we have a line. Line is good. Time to grab a tool. Go! That blew so many wood chips. Well, you go have fun doing your thing, man. Live your best life. Woo. I am, and also getting cancer thanks to sawdust. Yay! Yeah. Off cut. Which we're gonna use off cuts eventually, but wait. Wait. I need to do that thing I always. Pretty sure it's that. Right. That edge has. That has so. Cool. I want to make sure I take a quick moment to mark my factory edge, which I think is this one. That seems like my best edge. Because I like to mark the factory edges, because they're the best edges to line up against the fence of my table saw. Woo! So, we have our second piece cut out. And actually, I've been breathing in sawdust. Time for some good old hydration. And yes, I believe in hydration this much. I drink my hydration by the gallon. Oh god. Lovely. If I'm going to be perfectly honest with all of you, this is probably going to be it for today's stream. This was basically this was my vision and my goal for today. Get all my 2x4s cut up. Get my big pieces cut up because... So my plans comes with like an instructional video that tells me how to put it together. I haven't watched the video yet, and I'm pretty sure I have a pretty good idea how this is gonna come all together, but I don't exactly know for sure, so I am... excuse me. So I am gonna take the time to pull up that instructional video and actually watch it. So, well, at some point, probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, because I do want to be a little bit more prepared for the stream where we actually take all of our parts and bring them together. Yeah. Because I'm also going to be cutting some of these, like, offcut plywood pieces you've seen. Those actually need to get cut down, but I need to run those through the table saw. You might be like, hey, Sugi, why don't you just run those through the table saw and stream real quick? My table saw is like on the opposite side of the shop as the miter saw station. And as you can see, I got pieces of wood, materials, mess. So much mess. I got a lot going on right now, so I want to go ahead and call it at the point where we're at, because like... I'm actually like really happy because like because I saw having to cut up like 8 2x4s and was thinking like, man, that's gonna take a while to do that. And no, thanks to this wonderful beast of a machine, like that just went by so quickly. And man, like, if I can actually like figure out a good way to break up sheet goods, which generally speaking, you want to do that at a table saw. Usually a table saw, a track saw. I don't have a table, well, I have a table saw, but I only have like a contractor's grade table. I don't have something that's like, something I could break up big sheet goods, like full-size sheets of plywood. Don't have that option here at the shop. For now, skill saw is like the go-to. Granted, I'm gonna unplug my saw before I do any more touchy with safety. That's safety. Now I can touch them. Yeah, I don't. It's definitely served me well. That blade looks like it's got lots of life in it. That's great. So, and it's got a laser too. Lasers are nice. And I actually think with so I've actually been looking at miter saws and because I like the laser on this, I've been wanting to get a laser miter saw. Just because it like because it should be like another aspect of a tool that helps me make stuff. Well, getting a laser on a saw is usually, I think a lot of those saws were like retailing for at least $100 more. So working with what I worked with today and not having a laser but still getting pretty good like cuts, as long as I was willing to take the time and like respect the process enough to like actually like measure, cut, make sure everything's working as it should. Good. It like this has been really good. Definitely really encouraging, and from today, I can go take the lesson of when I go out into the world and I see a miter saw I want with a blade guard, which is like the number one reason I want a miter saw is like I like my fingers sometimes. I definitely get them cut at work too much for my liking, but hey, you gotta earn a living somehow. But so yeah, so I going off of today and what happened today. Hey, I don't need no laser on my tables on my miter saw, and I feel like that's going to be especially true because this is just going to be a shop miter saw. It's not going to be like a job site miter saw. It's not going to be like going around to places or getting bounced around a lot. Like it's pretty much going to get mounted to where it's going to get put where it's at, and that's where it's going to stay forever and a day. So yeah, that's really good. Like definitely, I am genuinely very happy with how today went, because whenever I go into these without having the most amount of preparation that I would like for a thing, and I get into it and it gets knocked out pretty well, and it's like, oh wow, dang, I did not expect that. But yeah, so yeah, so Thursday I will, well, some point between now and Thursday, I will actually sit down and watch how all this wants to come together, because I have looked at the plans enough and I kind of have some ideas on how I want to bring it together, but I actually want to like sit down and figure out, okay, this is how they want me to put this thing together. I'm gonna do that. In the meantime, I have a really messy shop that I need to clean up, and for all those who tuned in today, I want to say thank you very much. Yeah, sorry I don't have a little bit more like action stuff to do, but I also have had a somewhat busy week, so kind of want to take it easy. Eventually I want to get more ambitious with stuff, which maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, take care of yourselves out there and live your best lives and all that fun stuff. And hey, if you got any slow life hobbies out there, enjoy those hobbies. Hobbies are great. And with that, this is Sugi Yamagawa. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.